In the Webflow Designer, the Style panel is where we can visually manipulate our CSS controls. It's where we can control each aspect of styling. It's also where we can create and manage classes, and we can reuse these throughout the current page and throughout our project. Classes are the basis of CSS. In fact, it's what CSS stands for, hence the C and 2 S's. Except classes has 3 S's, and CSS stands for something else. But classes let you set styling on one element, which has the superclass applied, and when you apply that class to other elements, they grab all that same styling. The styling affects all elements with this class. Make a change to one, and it affects the other items on the page that use that class, and it affects the other items throughout the project that use that class. Super powerful stuff. So, what does the Style panel do? We just told you a moment ago, but it might be helpful to cover a bit more. The Style panel lets you define the layout of elements. We can use a ton of modern layout options, which let us specify size, spacing, positioning. We can style really specific visual things like typography and more typography and background and borders and shadows. It's also where we can add states, like hover. If we want to hover over something and have it do something crazy, we can find all these controls in the Style panel. And all these controls don't just affect how everything works on desktop. We can use the Style panel to control responsive layout as it pertains to each view: tablet, mobile landscape, mobile portrait, and Etch-a-Sketch. We covered this in Intro to Breakpoints, and we have a ton of content on everything we talked about so far, but this video is an overview of the Style panel. 2 things to cover in this video: the top section, which houses the selector field, and we'll talk about inheritance indicators. Let's start at the top. When we select an element, we can see the element type right at the top of the Style panel. Under that is the selector field. From here, we'll see the option to select a class or a tag, which will apply to the selected element. Classes, of course, are the basis for styling and layout. We go much deeper into classes on a ton of other content on Webflow University, but when we're styling, we'll see that class or tag that applies to our current selection right inside the selector field. Then we have the target icon. This will give us a page and project count, how many times the class or tag is being used. Click on the target. Now we have an outline that lets us identify the elements if they're visible in the viewport. We can also click to collapse any of these style sections. If you want to know more about all of them, good, because we have videos and guides on all of them. The last thing to highlight right now is the indicators we can already see on the screen: orange and blue. Orange indicators tell us that a value is being inherited from somewhere else. If we click that orange indicator, we can see exactly where the style is coming from. If our current class or tag, the current class we can always see right on the top, if that has its own value for something, if we've already added or made a change, that's indicated in blue. So, the Style panel is extremely powerful. We have that top section, which contains our selector field, which shows what we're styling. And regarding those styles, we have orange and blue indicators. Orange means whatever we're styling is inheriting a value from something else, and blue means we've added or styled something different on the current class or tag. And that's a quick overview of the basic parts of the Style panel.